Hey everybody, it's Celeste Joan, and wow, I have not made a video in front of this wall for quite a time. Now, I'm doing another reading my writing type thing because, I really want to, and I don't know what to do. The day this was last edited was November 18th, 2014, almost 2 years ago, so please don't judge me for what I'm about to read because it kinda sucks. It's a continuation of Meet the Siblings. It kinda just, I think it exactly picked up where it left off. There we go. I assumed that I should teach her since you weren't here. I didn't want her to miss out on anything that I did. Eric replies, bringing back the topic of his dad leaving them again. Eric, I had to go. It's my job, Christopher says, turning around and taking a step towards his son. Your mom and I have to pay for the house, your food, clothes, and so much more. There's no way we could do it if I didn't have a job. I know, he says, quietly sitting on his bed. His dad reaches into his pocket and sits next to Eric. He pries open his son's hand and places a small trinket in it. I want you to have these. They were your grandpa's dog tags. Eric opens his hand to reveal his grandfather's dog tags. Dad, he stutters, why are you giving me these? You don't have to join the army if you don't want to, but I won't be able to support the family forever. You're going to have to contribute sooner or later. He stands up again and walks out the door and down the hall. Eric follows after him, but not without putting them around his neck and tucking them under his shirt first. He slowly walks down the hall into the living room where his family is waiting for him. He sits down next to his little sister and holds her in his arms. He looks over at his dad and is granted with a smile. Suzanne and Christopher are holding each other with their hands intertwined. What's going on? Maria pipes up from her quiet state. There's some things that are going to be different now with me, Christopher says. I don't want this to disrupt anyone from doing what they love, but I'm going to need your help. Sweetie, his wife chimes in. She turns his head to face hers. What's wrong? I don't want to worry anyone, but I wanted to let you know that I might have some trouble settling back into a normal life. He looks over at Eric and Maria since he hasn't told them anything about his life overseas. I spent many nights sleeping on the hard ground or just a sheet. We didn't have the best food over there, but we had to survive on what we had. So, you're saying that you will have a hard time sleeping on a bed? Maria asked, cheerfully as always. That Mommy's cooking is going to be the best thing you've eaten in the past 9 months? Yes, sweets, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm going to try as hard as I can to not change anything about our life, but it may be hard. He walks over to Maria and holds out his pinky. Do you promise that you can help me get back to a normal life again? Yes, she says, wrapping her finger around his and giving it a shake. Just as long as you help me practice to learn to play piano. He laughs. I'm not going to be any better than you, but I'll give it a shot. Suzanne smiles and says, is everyone ready for dinner? Maria sits down in her room on the middle of the floor and lays back. I'm so lucky I have a great family. Everyone loves each other and my brother takes such good care of me when Daddy's away. Maria thinks as she lays down on the floor. I can't wait to have Daddy teach me piano. I want to be the best in the state. Or country. Maybe I could get to be the best in the world. That'd be awesome. She hears a knock on the door and sits up, making herself go lightheaded. Who is it? She asks through the door. It's your dad, Christopher calls through. Can I come in? He opens up the door, not waiting for an answer. He sits down next to Maria as she lays back. Her dad sits her back up and takes her hair out of the French braids they've been in all day. He grabs her brush and starts running it through her silk brown hair. It waves back and forth from being in braids all day. Who did your hair today? He asked, curious, because he could never get it perfect. Eric did it. He also taught me how to fight and run faster than all the boys in the school. I'm lucky to have him as a brother, aren't I? She asked, sitting perfectly still not to mess up the brushing done by her father. Yes, you are. My brother would never be that nice to me, and my dad would never brush my sister's hair. He was all about the army like a lot of the boys in our town. He forced me to do the army, and I promise I will not do that to your brother. He can do whatever he wants to do with his life. He sets down the brush and slides the ponytails onto the end of it. He picks up his tired daughter and slips her into bed under her covers. Daddy? She asks as he leaves the room, turning off the light. Yes, he says, turning the light back on. I love you, and I love the rest of my family too, she says, looking happily at her father. Here, he says, walking back over to the bed. He pulls a necklace out of his pocket with a ring stringed around the silver chain. This was my mother's engagement ring. She wanted me to give it to your mother, but I think you deserve it a little bit more. He puts it around her neck and kisses her forehead. I love you, baby girl. He walks out of her room and sits down on the floor in the hallway. Are you okay? Suzanne asks next to him. Is something wrong? I just don't feel like myself anymore. I don't know what the kids really think of me, and I don't know what they thought of me for leaving such a long time. What did they do while I was gone? He asked desperately. Are you sure it's safe for you to know? I promise I won't tell Eric or Maria that you told me anything. I want to know what happened from the beginning of February to Eric's birthday to whatever happened earlier this October. I want to know how I can help them and myself. He places his arm around her shoulder and pulls her closer to him. They really missed you for the past 9 months. You did miss your own son's 16th birthday after all. How are they supposed to react to that? That's not normal for anyone. They missed their father. She leans into Christopher and lets a few tears roll down her cheek. I missed you too. A lot. I wanted to cry about you every night, but I couldn't because of the kids. They can't see me weak because they would follow in my lead. I couldn't have 2 crying kids in the house and still maintain my sanity. She wipes back a few of her tears and buries her head in Christopher's chest. Mom? Eric asks as he steps out the room. Dad, what's going on? Your mom and I are just talking, it's fine. He replies, indicating that he should leave this up to him. I was just asking about what she did while I was gone, nothing big. Okay, Eric says, backing in his room. I'll see you in the morning. He closes the door and turns off his light, but keeps his light plugged in. It gives him just enough light to read the engravings on the dog tags. It's all your fault that my dad went overseas. If you never pressured him into the army, we would still be a normal family. What's the definition of normal in this society? Almost all of the men join the army, and there's nothing we can do about that. Half the guys in my class are already talking about enlisting as soon as they're old enough. I don't want to throw my life away like that. He looks down at his hand and sees that the words have been pushed into his hand only seconds earlier. He lays down and crawls under his blankets. I don't want to be pressured to do anything I don't have to. I don't want to have to go through what my dad went through. He hasn't pressured anything on me so far, but I'm only 16. There's still plenty of time for him to change his mind and make me go to the army to help the family. Eric wiggles down further into his covers, trying to escape from the truth that lays in his own house. My mom is crying and my dad may be dying for all I know. My sister has ridiculous dreams that she will be crushed under if she doesn't achieve them. I sometimes feel like I'm the only normal person, but I love my family so much. I wouldn't trade them for the world. I just want to love them till the day we all die. I can't wait to start my own family and let my kids do whatever they please. Of course I have to make them go to school, but that's such a great place for them to get away from the crazy society we live in. Nothing makes sense here. Everyone I know has at least one person in their family that has been changed by war. I don't want to be a part of any of that. I can't imagine how terrifying it must be. My dad is such a brave man for protecting everyone by going off to war, but I would never do that. This war has been going on forever, and I don't think any amount of soldiers will change that. Ooh, why did I end it there? So that's like the end of like the meet the siblings type thing. So yes, I will continue reading this for you guys if you want me to. I feel like my voice is just like not the one for reading. I might like put pictures in or something to like help it so you're not just staring at my face looking down my computer, because I have not literally read this since like 2014. Oh my gosh. But yeah, sorry for like the awful reading and stuttering. I haven't read it in forever, and I did just like kind of like read and skim through the rest of what I've already written for this story, and I don't remember writing any of it, but it's such a great story, and oh my gosh, I love it so much. So, Middle School Celeste, you didn't write more, and I don't know what happens. So after I finish reading this for you guys, I have some questions for Middle School Celeste that you guys probably do too, because chapter 1, chapter 2, I know what happens there, and then like I know what happens in like chapter 20, but everything between, I have no idea what happens, and I need to know. And I know I'm like the one writing it, so I should know, but I don't know. But I'm gonna leave it there because my camera's about to run out of time. So I will see you guys all next week, hopefully. Bye!